I'm Tommy. Like I said, that's Pat.
Hey guys.
And we run the Number 9 with Tommy podcast.
Your first name?
Jordan.
Jordan?
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, sir.
Last name?
Richards.
Yeah. Okay.
Jordan.
This is the only time that we have somebody using their full name on the podcast. It's
I don't mind.
not common. But for the sake of that, what is it that you do for work and the reason that we're doing this right now?
Yeah. So I'm a trust and estates attorney, and I live in Litchfield and I work in Thomaston.
Okay.
And I'm a candidate for the Litchfield Hills probate court seat that's opening up in November.
Okay.
So, judge of probate, Jordan Richards.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks for letting me do this shameless self-promotion. I really
Absolutely.
appreciate
Oh, no problem. By chance, was it your father that I spoke to earlier?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Okay, I did.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. He said I should have to come over here and check out
He actually just stopped by 2 minutes ago and asked me for another card.
Oh, did he?
Yeah,
Okay.
so...
Well, he must be giving them out for you, I guess.
Maybe.
He said I had to come over and check out stuff that's made in America.
Yep, so why we're here, Second Arm and Apparel Company, a Pro 2A clothing company. All his shirts and sweatshirts are 100% American made.
Yeah.
And then printed right in Torrington, designed and printed right in Torrington.
Cotton comes from South Carolina.
We are also selling Hatch's shirts here. All our shirts are made by Second Arm.
Okay,
So-
awesome.
Okay. Is your probate judge?
Yeah.
That's an elected position?
It is, yeah.
Okay. And who would vote for you're the probate, you want to be the probate judge
Yes.
of what area?
Yeah, so it's northwestern Connecticut.
Okay, so
it's
that's us.
Everything, not quite, everything west of Torrington.
Oh.
And, sorry guys, and Thomaston north, except for Goshen.
Thomaston counts.
Yeah, Thomaston
I went
counts.
to high school in Thomaston.
Okay, great.
We still got pulled here.
You probably have a lot of friends there. You know.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, great. Wonderful.
Okay, and when is that election?
November 8th. This year.
November 8th.
Yeah.
And it will be with Thomaston's
it's
regular
with,
election?
Yeah, it's with everybody else.
Okay. Okay.
Just so you know this, Pat has never voted before, that's why he asked my question.
It's true.
Election day is always the second Tuesday, or the first Tuesday of November.
No, it's a good question because people don't know what judge of probate is. And it's like, people say judges are elected? Kind of crazy.
Right.
So no, there's background is fine for that.
There's no way that the 8th is the first Tuesday of the month. It's not possible.
It can't be on
Second.
it's the second Tuesday.
second.
I'm just doing simple math here.
So how does it ever?
Because there's only 7 days
Because
in a week.
November 4th, November 2nd, that always ends
Those
up
would be
being
the first, not the second. There's no way that the second could be the second.
Yeah, but like election day is usually like the second, the third, the fourth.
So it's the first Tuesday of the month.
Yeah, so that's why I said the first Tuesday. That's what I meant to say. My bad. The 8th threw me off. We're not bright.
I was trying to do the math with you, and I was like,
He's like,
I don't
that's
know,
not
you're
right.
You're asking the wrong guy.
No, okay, so I am friends with the stepdaughter of Ed Moan,
Sure.
who will be a part of that election, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Not the probate judge, but the same election.
Ed's a well-known guy in Thomaston.
Yeah.
He's been there forever.
And he's a wonderful dude.
Wonderful guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I know, this full disclosure, I know nothing about a probate judge. You obviously are dealing with estates
Yeah. So
and
it's,
how they get settled.
Yeah, the big thing that probate courts do is settle estates. Someone passes away, what happens to your stuff?
Okay.
But it's more than that too. It deals with guardianships and conservatorships.
Yeah. All these things that can get tied up.
Termination of parental rights, children's issues.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it does a lot more than people really realize.
Okay. And this is, again, I know nothing. So we're really starting at the ground level here.
That's fine.
Is there a kind of a Democratic Republican side of things on this?
There shouldn't
topic?
be. There shouldn't be. It should be the right person should do the job.
Okay.
Go
Now-
to the letter of the law.
Yeah, follow the law. You know, probate court is a statutory court. The rules are there, you follow them. You know?
Sure.
So, but yeah, the Republicans run a candidate. That's me. And
Okay.
the Democrats are running a candidate too. So.
And do you feel, honestly, like the two of you would perform differently, and that's why it's important to have an election?
Yeah, I think so. I tell everybody, look at our work experience and our records.
Okay.
I've been doing probate law for more than 10 years. It's
Okay.
like all I do. I think I'm the right person for the job.
And you said you're currently a probate lawyer.
Yeah.
So you're fighting to either get people something that they feel they deserve, or to make sure somebody who doesn't deserve it doesn't get it, one way or the other.
Well, yeah. So we represent clients. So people
Right.
say, "What's the law?" And we say, "Well, what do you want your outcome to be?" And we'll figure out what the law is.
That's good.
So
Sorry.
here, I would totally.
Yeah.
This is actually for a friend of mine.
Sure.
He's getting divorced, so you would represent somebody that's getting divorced.
I personally wouldn't, but yeah, that's the role of the advocate.
So this is really this isn't me.
Sure.
But I went through, like, I had a breakup with a girl that I had a kid with, so
Yeah.
I never got a lawyer. I probably should have.
You've been
because-
through the process. You get
Yeah,
it.
I've been through the process.
Yeah.
But I wasn't married. I didn't own a house or anything like that. This guy, he is married. He no longer lives in the home because he was asked to leave.
Lives local.
Lives local. And so he's still paying for everything for that house.
Yeah.
Cable, which there's no way that's considered a necessity, but he's still on the hook for the cable bill.
Yeah, so I told him to talk to his lawyer because in my brain, it doesn't make sense to me that, like, I can understand paying the mortgage.
Yeah.
And the
because you
child
still-
support.
Well, there's technically no child support yet because there's no, but paying for things for the child, absolutely.
Sure.
But like those little bills, how is he responsible to pay those? I don't understand that.
I have no idea.
Oh, okay.
I don't.
Okay,
so
so-
I don't really do that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Okay.
But yeah, he should talk to a lawyer.
So
Definitely.
you
Yeah.
are, as I guess, crass is concerned, you deal with death.
Yeah,
not
it's a big
divorce.
part of it.
Yeah.
People, yeah, a big part of my practice is estate settlement, and it's someone passes
families.
away. How do we figure all their stuff out?
So-
And
What
there,
happens?
I am a firm advocate. There are two ways to pull a family together or rip it apart. And those are weddings and deaths.
Yeah.
Weddings and funerals. This family's going to change
I
because of
believe
those
that.
things.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, what do you see more of? Do you see that death as kind of a solution to family problems, or unfortunately, what causes the problems in a family?
I think anytime there's some money involved, it
Sure.
brings out the worst in people.
Yeah.
I'm
And,
sure it's ugly.
It gets so ugly, and not most of the time it's not an issue. But yeah, I've seen families just like go nuts over a couple $1,000s, and it's ugly, and I'm sorry it happens.
Sure.
Yeah. It's kind of sad because a couple $1,000 is a lot of money, but it's not a lot of money.
Yeah, not
Like,
between
and-
family members.
And it doesn't, like, that person's gone.
If someone said, "Hey, I'm gonna write you a check for $5,000, but you can never talk to your brother again,"
Not in a
would you
million
cash
years,
that check?
no.
No.
I wouldn't.
Yeah, there's no way.
Say save the ink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's just a different way to frame these disputes.
Yeah.
You know, so some people, you know, on principle, I got ripped off in the estate.
Sure.
You know, I'm never going to talk to anybody again. It happens. You know.
Yeah,
I
that's
wish it
sad.
didn't.
Yeah.
How many cases, so can we call them, are the cases?
Sure, cases,
As
yeah.
a judge, if you were elected, you know what? When you're elected,
Thank you. I appreciate that.
As the judge, how many cases will you see in a day?
For hearings,
Yeah.
it depends. I think usually probably 4 or 5 a day.
Okay.
You know, but they might stagger them, so you might do a bunch of cases like one day, bunch
Right.
of hearings one day, and then have other days for just processing paperwork and stuff like that.
And is this in a courtroom?
Yeah, it's actually there's 2 locations. We've got one right in Litchfield in the basement of the town hall next to the
Okay, yeah.
the water heater.
Right.
And we've got another one up in Caton.
Okay. And so it would be you, the judge.
Yes.
Are you in a gown?
That's optional.
Okay.
I'm probably not going to wear the gown.
Okay.
Okay.
But
are you,
I could be
are you in a
convinced.
suit?
Yeah, I wear a suit.
Okay. And 2 lawyers, if there are lawyers.
Yeah, lawyers.
And 2 clients, or 2.
Yeah, when the
Represented
clients
parties.
show up, absolutely.
Oh, they don't have to show up.
They don't always have to show up.
Okay.
But for like disputes, yeah, usually people are there.
Okay. So, is there a stenographer? Did I get that right? Stenographer?
Yeah, you guys are killing the terminology. You're doing a great job. They use digital recorders.
Okay.
So if there's a record,
Stenography is kind of dead. That makes sense.
well, in Superior Court they do it. you know?
Okay.
But yeah, we just start a recorder and stick it on the table.
We do that as
like,
well.
Kind of like what we're doing right now.
Okay.
So this feels very natural, except I'm not fighting with anyone, and no one's writing me a paycheck.
And you don't have a tie.
Yeah, I'm not wearing a tie.
This is perfect.
Yeah, I knew something was wrong.
As I understand,
I got
your-
one in the car. I'll be right back. Hold- Sit tight, guys.
I understand your power on an individual case-by-case basis. You make a decision.
Yeah.
That decision is final.
Yes.
Okay. Do you have the power to change the way your job is done? Can you say, I don't like the way this part of our system works, and I would like to lobby to change it?
So there's discretion in the day-to-day stuff.
Okay.
And like a frustration as an attorney is a lot of different courts process things differently. Like
Sure.
there's when you're reporting something called like a life insurance trust on
Okay.
a state tax return, there's 30 different ways that courts do it in Connecticut. I know what I think the right way is.
Depending on the court or depending on the judge?
The court and the judge. They're kind of one and the same. So I think I know the right way to do it, and it's how I do it, and that's how the court's going to do it if I'm elected. But I don't know if I'm going to change anybody's mind.
Okay, sure.
Okay.
So yeah, there's a lot of discretion. I would say.
Yeah, there's wiggle room.
For stuff
But
like
you bring to the table the fact that you have been on the other side of, you've been the lawyer.
that. Yeah.
So I think that's a huge and very important advantage to whoever you're running against. Do you know who you're running against?
Yeah, there's a woman in Litchfield who's running too.
No,
Was she also? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I believe they all have to be lawyers at some point.
Now we all have to be lawyers.
Do you have to be probate lawyers?
No.
Was she previously a probate lawyer?
My understanding is that she does not do a lot of probate work.
Okay, so maybe she has dabbled, but it's not her area of expertise.
Yes.
Okay, so you
I don't. I've got no personal experience of that, but
Right.
Well,
and I understand you're not like here to badmouth her. I'm not trying to get you to. Sure. But you probably
we'll shut the recorder off and then we'll see. No, I'm joking. I would never say anything bad about her.
From what we know, you are the experienced candidate.
Yeah, I tell everybody, ask the hard questions, and the first question to ask is, how much experience do you have?
Sure.
And I sit down and say, listen, I've been doing this for 10 years, almost exclusively probate work. Here's the number of cases I've worked on.
Okay.
I think it's a compelling point.
Is that number in the hundreds?
It's I say hundreds. It's probably pushing 1,000.
That's a lot of cases.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah, it's 10 years. It's
Yeah.
one case a week over 10 years adds up.
Right.
And we're doing a heck of a lot more than one a week. So.
Sure. Okay. I know nothing. I don't have somebody to represent me, but this isn't criminal court. Can I get a public defendant in probate court? Because I'm not defending myself.
Well, it depends what kind of stuff you're working on. So if you were just like settling an estate or something,
Sure.
no, go hire somebody to write a check.
Okay.
There are situations where the court actually hires an attorney for you, the probate
Okay.
court. So like if you're facing a conservatorship, which is where the court takes away all your rights and hires somebody to like run your life for you, basically.
Right.
You actually do get court-appointed counsel for that.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
It's a good system, and it helps people who otherwise would not be able to get a lawyer, get somebody, because it's really serious. Like conservatorships are scary.
It's
Yeah.
terrifying.
Like
yeah.
I'm sure you guys heard all the Britney Spears stuff.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Before that, nobody knew what a conservatorship is.
Yeah.
Now everybody calls up and they say like, "Oh my gosh, I want to make sure that never happens."
Just one more reason to love Britney.
Yeah.
Thank you for bringing that to the public's attention.
I probably owe her a referral fee. I guess. Like, she might not need it, but you never know.
Do you see that more? I mean, obviously, that's a very specific situation where we're dealing with a celebrity and a lot of money. Do you see that more in that case where it's a heavy-duty money situation, or do you see that with more a special needs individual?
Yeah. So both great points. When there's a lot of money involved, conservatorships are important because you could have an estate wasted.
Right.
Somebody's doesn't file their taxes. And they're paying 18% per annum interest on it. Geez, maybe somebody should be appointed to make sure that gets done.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely. Individuals with disabilities, the court protects these people like you wouldn't believe.
Sure.
We have guardianships as an option. We have conservatorships as an option.
Yeah.
They do all the reporting for that. It's a great way to really make sure that those individuals are protected.
Okay, that makes sense. Is there a part of it that if you are elected, you will take the action to change?
No. So what I tell people right now, Litchfield Hills is like a great probate court. They're on top of everything. They do a great job. The current judge is awesome.
Okay.
I want to make sure everything keeps running smoothly.
Okay.
And it's a good transition.
The current judge is stepping
Diane
away?
Yeah, Diane Blick is retiring.
Okay.
And this is her. She was made the decision to retire because she's not going to complete her next term if she was reelected because of mandatory retirement. So she said, I'm just not going to run, and we'll see what happens with it.
Okay.
So there's a mandatory retirement for this
Judges,
position?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there's like an age limit on it.
Okay.
So not a term limit, but an age limit.
Exactly. Yeah.
Is this something that you want to see through the day you retire? Like, I take this position and I'm there.
Yeah, gosh, I never thought about that, but potentially, I'm gonna do my best to get in and do my best to work with people and do a good job doing it. And if people are happy with me and I like doing it, yeah, I would do it as long as I was needed.
Okay. Do you feel like, not necessarily in your position, but also necessarily in your position, so kind of a two-part question, there should be term limits to all of these elected positions?
Well, I mean, that's a tough question to answer, you know?
Right.
I think on like, personally, and this doesn't have anything to do with me really, but like
Right.
on like the national level and the state level, I love term limits. I think it makes a lot of sense.
Okay.
For probate court, I don't know. Maybe you want somebody with a lot of experience. Maybe not.
But
I could be convinced
Well,
either
and
way.
you don't really have to stay up with the times for probate court. Like I think some of the other positions change as the world changes around them.
Yeah.
Where probate court, I'm not sure, changes at the same pace. Like the case is still an individual case. The case is what's important, not what's going on everywhere else in the world. Where I think other elected positions,
Yeah,
I think term limits seem more important.
It's got a
than
much
maybe
narrower
yours.
focus than like
Yes.
if I said I'm running to be a senator. You know?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So I agree with that.
So it's not as important for you to be in touch with every age group and demographic and everything else.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I don't have a great answer for you guys, but as a general rule, I think term limits make a lot of sense. You know,
Okay.
You don't want people just getting stuck in a position and not doing a good job.
so what I find is odd, right? Is that there's an age limit on how long you can, when you're elected, how long you could be there.
Yeah.
But our Supreme Court justices, it's a lifetime position. They get elected and they're there until they either choose to leave or they pass away. Like those are the two options.
Yeah.
That I find is very, very odd. That at our local level,
Yeah.
we have that, but it's not at our national level.
Yeah.
That's an odd thing.
That's fair.
When you contrast the two, it is kind of, you know, why should one have a retirement age and one doesn't?
And one doesn't.
Yeah.
So it's not like, to Pat's point, some of them, I mean, one of them just passed away. They were in their 90s now. Like, the way that we live today is completely different from when they were probably even elected and
Or appointed.
appointed, and the laws have changed so much and the world has changed so much. They're not quite keeping up with the times.
Right.
Again, I don't know a whole lot about that side of things, but
Yeah.
That's a risk you could run for sure.
yeah, that's interesting.
Why probate law? Why'd you go into probate law?
I think there was a need for it, you know.
Okay.
So I came out and I started talking to people and seeing what they needed, and it's kind of funny. Like I was doing a little bit of probate work, and taking court appointments too for like indigent clients facing like conservatorships.
Okay.
And I just started doing a lot of it, and that turned into.
I got pretty good at this.
Yeah, I got pretty good at it.
Yeah.
I was kind of the guy who was doing a lot of it, and then like a lot more private clients were coming in, and it
Okay.
just kind of snowballed from there.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What did you, when you were 18 and you were like, I'm going to go to law school, what were you thinking? Were you thinking criminal?
I wasn't thinking about it at all.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna go be a lawyer in River Ride.
Well, you know, I came out of college and I took my LSAT, and I always thought like going to law school would be like fun and kind of interesting.
Yeah.
But I had no idea what life was like as a lawyer. I didn't know any lawyers.
Sure, yeah.
So I just kind of went for it.
I have a great show for you to watch that shows you the life of
Oh
a
my-
lawyer.
this-
It's called Suits. You ever watch that?
Yeah.
It's all he's talked about for 3 weeks. This show.
I just found it.
Super accurate. It's,
Yeah,
you know,
super accurate. So you're the kid that didn't go to Harvard, obviously.
I've only seen the first season, so I can't.
Oh man,
it was
you don't
years
know
ago.
what you're missing, man. Oh man,
I
go
wish you
back and
just
watch
said
that.
you saw them all and you love them.
Oh yeah, they were all great.
It's a great show.
Especially those last couple.
Okay, well, you know what? You're killing it now. I'm so happy. Best courtroom movie ever. Not most accurate, the best.
Oh,
And why is it A Few Good Men?
that is a great courtroom movie. You know,
It's so good.
What about the Lincoln Lawyer?
I'm going to say Lincoln Lawyer too. I thought that was really, really good.
Yep.
I liked Matthew McConaughey in it.
Yeah, who doesn't like that guy?
Actually, that part of Cuba Gooding Jr., Robert De Niro, the Navy movie,
Oh, not a few good men. Men of Honor.
Men of Honor.
Men of Honor.
Yeah,
That
that's
had
another
a
good one.
great courtroom section of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of great movies because like going to court is cool. You know.
Yeah,
It really- yeah,
well,
it's
it's like
interesting.
you're the one that needs to go to court. It's
Yeah.
cool until then.
Yeah. Until you're the guy on the hook for it.
Then it's White
Yeah. Like there's a lot of great TV shows with lawyers.
Yeah.
The Practice.
Yeah.
Watch that and say you don't want to go to law school. It's impossible. You know? That was a great show.
It's like I gotta watch that show.
Yeah.
Thanks.
A new obsession coming.
Yeah. If you want, yeah. If you like lawyer shows, that's what.
See, I have a problem where, so like I said, Suits has been out for years. I had no idea. I stumbled across it because it kept that scene in the first episode where he goes in and he gets the job as the lawyer.
Yeah.
Kept popping up on my news feed. So I was like, I gotta find this show. It looks interesting. So I find it, and I have a problem where once I start watching the show, I binge watch it. And when I say I binge watch it, I'm up till 1, 2, 3 in the morning, and then I get up at 5:30 for work. So I'm not getting any sleep, and that will continue for weeks until I finish the series. Yeah.
I hope you're not like a truck driver.
No, much worse. I'm a doctor. But yeah, so I've actually taken a little break from Suits because we've been getting ready for the fairs and stuff, and it's been busy. So I can't even turn it on, because if I turn it on, I know it's 6 hours of my life that I'm not gonna sleep. Yeah, basically. So the practice will be on the list though. Okay. Like, being a lawyer is very compelling to me.
You're gonna love it. It's really good.
Is there are you married?
No.
Okay. Any children?
No.
Okay. So, because you're in the probate system, you're like, nope, I'm not doing any of that. Zero.
It's on the to-do list. It hasn't happened yet.
Okay.
Hey. No,
It has to be at least a little bit of a transition. You've gone from basically private conversations where you're talking about the innermost personal dealings of a human being's life. And now you're just like, boom, here's me for everybody to see. Please go out to the booth, vote for me. Very public.
Oh yeah, it's completely different.
It's got to be a unique switch.
There's always that, every lawyer has an element of kind of like self-promotion.
Sure.
Because that's how you get clients. So going from a very private life where you kind of talk to people and try to get their business to putting yourself out there, huge change. You know.
Sure.
I've got my my booth down a couple hundred feet down from you guys.
Yeah.
Jordan Richards in like big letters. I see that and part of me is like, oh gosh, you know, gross. So yeah, it's different. It's different for sure.
Okay. I personally, like he said, I have never voted, though we have recently had a lot of conversations. My brother is a big advocate for voting, and specifically not so much in like the presidential election, but in the smaller elections, to like get out to the polls and vote. So we're glad that we got to do this with you. Because it's super important for people to get there and vote.
Gosh, it really is, especially like locally. Whereabouts do you guys live? Torrington? Yeah.
Just east of the district you need us to live in.
So, that's okay. Okay, how do I turn this off? No, I'm joking. Yeah, it's like, how do you guys feel about Torrington? You like everything that's going on right now?
Not everything. I do love Torrington.
Yeah.
Torrington's
I gotta
such
say,
a unique
I'm really
little
upset
place.
that they
Tom, with this high school thing, because they're building a high school for all of our money. I don't even know what the dollar amount is. It's just all of our money.
So here's my problem with it, right? So my wife is a BCBA. Do you know what that is? So it's a behavioral analyst. So she goes into school systems. She works for a subcontractor. And she goes in and she writes the learning plans for kids, mostly with autism, but anybody that has a behavioral issue.
She designs what the paraprofessionals will do.
I got you.
So she worked for a year in the Torrington school system. Now, I'm a product of the Torrington school system until I went to high school. I went to Alva. And I would say when I was in there, again, I wasn't very aware. I was a child. Yeah. But they seemed okay to me. Yeah. You know what I mean? Now that I have a teenager in the school system, it's very, to me, broken. And then my wife was there for a year. And the problem I have is that instead of investing in the foundation of the school and the teachers and the resources, they're spending, I think it's $200-something million on building a new school that isn't going, like, you can have state-of-the-art equipment. Yeah. That doesn't mean you have state-of-the-art teachers or things to teach the kids. Necessarily. So that, like, one of the big things for me is, and the only reason I know this is because my wife was there, they outplace 100 kids, over 100 kids per year. They outplace them to different schools. Well, it's on average, $100,000 per kid to outplace them.
Oh my gosh.
$10 million a year that the Board of Ed is paying out that is taxpayer money. And if you spent $5 million on more BCBAs, more teachers, more classrooms for those kids, you would save the taxpayers money.
It's a penny wise, pound foolish situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And instead, we're all going to get a tax hike.
Yeah.
The mill rate's going to go up.
And taxes are high in Torrington already, you know?
Very.
I
What's
think
your
they're the top
mill
5
rate?
in this, don't quote me. It's either 47.5 or 48.
Yeah.
It's high.
Yeah.
And they're talking that this is going to raise it another 5.
Yeah.
So we'll have, if not the highest end, one of the highest, because I think we're already in the top 5 in the state. And not that I grew up in Torrington. I bought my childhood home.
Sure.
I love where I live.
Yeah.
The problem is Torrington doesn't have a lot to offer.
Yeah.
So for paying that kind of taxes for what you're getting out of it doesn't seem right to me. And when you, like I already told myself, there's zero chance you're going to high school. You're going to apply for Oliver Wilcott. You're going to get it, which I think is important anyway.
Yeah.
I'm a blue collar guy. I was a mechanic for years. That's what I promote, and I think it's a good skill set to have. But at the same time, the education you're going to get out of the high school isn't going to come close to what you'll get from Oliver Wilcott, because you're going to come out of there with a trade.
Yeah.
But also, I believe academically, they're going to teach you better than they will at
Even
high
if they
school.
taught you the same, you're still getting the trade on top of it.
Yeah, on top of it. So those are the types of things, like it drives me nuts. I actually, which I didn't, again, I don't know a lot about how the local governments work. I thought about running for governor once my wife told me those statistics. The governor has nothing to do with it. They give the Board of Ed money to, like, it comes out of
Well,
the
you know
mayor's
what it
office.
sounds like to me? It sounds like not only should you vote in this next election, but you should think about running for school board.
See, here's my problem,
Here,
right?
well, let me finish my thought before I get to
Yeah,
that.
go ahead.
You know everything about what's going on. You understand what your wife is going through. You're very well informed on it. Like you're saying stuff that I've never heard of before. You'd be the perfect candidate for it.
Well, so I think in a way I'm well informed, but I'm also very biased because I only hear her side of it. I don't know a lot on the other side of it. I don't know the inner workings or anything like that. I don't know, like, I've never gone to somebody in the school board and said, hey, why are we doing this way? And maybe they have a justification for it. To me, I can't rationalize in my head why we would spend $10 million a year on outplacing kids instead of just fixing the problem in our house.
You strike me as the kind of person who would ask the right questions and think about the answer. You know?
Yeah,
if you like,
pushing you to live the dream, bro.
You're-
You want to do it.
So
well, here's what I'm thinking. You guys are podcasters.
Yeah.
You're professional listeners. I mean, you've listened to me talk about boring stuff for quite a while.
It's very
you're-
exciting stuff.
You're good interviewers. You're engaging. You're asking the right questions. I think you'd be a perfect candidate.
Oh, I appreciate that. I'll think about it. Again, I work a full-time job, so it's hard to commit this. Like, my son plays football. I've always thought about coaching his football team.
Yeah.
It's just, my job is demanding.
Yeah, sure.
And, I mean, not to sound, what's the word
Narcissistic?
No.
My brother called him a narcissist. It's all he's lived with for the last 3 weeks.
Very bad. Different topic for a different day. I don't want to say stingy, but all about the money, right?
Yeah.
Those positions don't pay a lot of money, or they don't pay at all.
Yeah, I don't think they pay anything.
And or like even mayor. I looked up what the mayor makes in Torrington. It's not a lot of
It's
money.
not a lot of money.
And so to deal with that kind of headache, while I'm passionate about it, I have a family to support. I have a life that I want to live, and I care about it. But do I care that much about it?
Yeah, I hear
and
you.
it's probably not good that I recorded that, and I'm going to put it out on the internet. Because if
And
I
then
ever
one day run.
and then one day run,
That'll be a good sound clip, you know.
because they won't put in that last part that I put in, but they'll put in the first part
Right.
for sure.
Public service is a sacrifice, for sure.
It really is, and like I said this to my wife. So my son that we have isn't with my current wife, but I said, like, part of the reason that I don't want to have any more kids is because I'm very selfish. I'm aware that I'm selfish, and I don't know. The other thing is I'm very passionate.
Yeah.
So if things don't go my way, I'm not going to be happy about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I have an ideology. What's the word?
Ideological?
No, ideology. I'm very bad with words. My thoughts are my thoughts, and I'm very passionate about them, and I think that's the way it should be. Now, you can convince me otherwise. Like, that's why we do podcasts. I'm very big on having conversations and stuff like that. But if I can't make sense of it in my head, it doesn't make sense.
Sure, yeah.
You know what I mean? So for somebody to say, oh, we should do it this way, and if they can't make it make sense to me, they're wrong.
Yeah.
Like, that's the way I look at it.
Yeah.
So I don't know that I would be a great candidate, but I appreciate you saying that.
I agree, because you're a rational thinker, not an emotional thinker. And if something doesn't make sense, then you will beat it to death until it does.
Or if I can't make it,
Then it's out.
then it's
Yeah.
out.
It's illogical.
nobody needs to be perfect. You need to be willing to show up and try your hardest. You know.
Yeah.
And I think it might be in your future. I don't know.
I don't know. We'll see. Well,
And
I'm
if you
young.
lose,
I
you
got,
know what? I'll get you a participation trophy.
Yeah.
I know that'll make you happy.
I'll pass. I'd rather just win. So yeah. Any more questions?
No, you nailed it.
Yeah. This was fun, man. I'm glad we had you on.
Hey, I listen to a lot of podcasts. I'm thrilled to be on one.
Yeah.
This was a lot of fun. Thanks you guys for
We're happy to
having
have
me.
you.
Yeah, we're happy to have you on. I'm glad.
And I'm gonna go home and subscribe right now.
I
Please
will.
do.
I will talk to some people in Thomaston
Okay.
and tell them that. What's the first name?
Jordan,
Jordan Richards. Where'd you go to school?
Litchfield,
Okay.
right up the road.
So we were close. Yeah.
Yeah.
I will let them know Jordan Richards. That's the way to go.
Excellent. Thank you.
At least tell them to listen to the podcast and see if they're gonna like Jordan. We love Jordan.
Thanks.
So
Tell them to vote for the best candidate. You know,
Yeah.
do some research.
That's how you plan on winning. Just if everybody votes for the right one, then you win.
Well, to your point, sir. I mean, do your research. See who you think's going to do a better job. I think I'm that person, but everybody's going to feel differently. But I'd talk to anybody. If anybody has questions, shoot me an email, give me a call. I'll talk to anybody and prove my case.
I like it.
Fantastic.
Prove my case.
Yeah.
Ah! Such a lawyer thing to
I
say.
had to get one of those in, so you guys know I'm actually a
So
lawyer.
good.
thank you very much for being
Thanks,
on.
sir.
We appreciate
Thanks
it.
very much.
Oh, we're not gonna end it with the good day.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So,
was fun.
Jordan, I end every show.
Yeah.
That's what I say. Good day. I end every show. I say number Niners. I say good day.
Yeah.
So you and I are gonna look into the camera. Tom's gonna give us a little count. When he throws up the third finger, that's the cadence. Number Niners. I say good day.
So we say good day, or we say number 9?
The whole thing. Number
The whole
Niners.
thing
I
together.
say good day.
Okay.
You ready?
Ready?
Yeah.
Number Niners.
So I'm sorry, I blew
Sorry,
it.
do it again.
Where's the camera?
Right.
Oh, okay.
My whole finger's in that shot right there.
Yeah.
That's
Great.
okay.
Number Niners.
Niners, we say good day.
Perfect.
Nailed
We'll
it.
take it.